You're watching ABC 7 News at 4, starting with First Alert Weather.
Good afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Thanks for joining us here for ABC 7 News at 4. A hot one today. Heat indices up near 100 to 105 degrees and not many cooling showers out there. It'll be a good day for the beach, but unfortunately, red tide is back in some of the area beaches and flat, calm conditions out there. Really a very light wind, and looks like that light wind will be sticking around too as a result of high pressure that's pretty much over the top of the state right now. That high pressure will be responsible for keeping the remnants of what Isaac is doing down there in the Caribbean well to our south and west, I think, over the upcoming days. As far as the current conditions go at the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport, it's been about the heat today, 100 degrees right now. That's what it feels like. It's 89, and winds are out of the west at 9. That sea breeze has kicked in. The pressure's at standard pressure, 29.92 inches, and the dew point way up there. Now, there are some showers progressing from the east to the west. That east coast breeze is going to make it over, especially into Charlotte County and South Sarasota. And the sea breeze is getting active now into Manatee County, so there are a few around. You can see that sea breeze now penetrating into central Manatee County, at least north central Manatee County. Some showers and storms are around near Parrish and also now west of I-75 near Onico and just near Bradenton as well. That activity associated with the sea breeze and afternoon storms. We can expect a few more popping up here and there through this evening. And the remnants of what was Florence still making its way and causing rain up in the northern New England states, but that's just about over. We'll take a look at the tropics too, see if anything else out there is brewing coming up in just a few minutes. Jacqueline, Scott.
All right, Bob, thank you. First at 4, some breaking news involving a high-profile murder case.
Just 30 minutes ago, Sarasota County Sheriff's investigators announcing that they have important developments in the unsolved homicide of Deborah Dalzell. Back on March 29th of 1999, deputies were called to Dalzell's home on Colony Meadows Lane after coworkers became concerned when she didn't show up for work. When deputies arrived, they found the 47-year-old dead inside her home. They say she was sexually assaulted and murdered. Investigators have been looking for the person responsible for nearly 20 years. The sheriff's office has not said if they have made an arrest or what the new development in the case is, but Sheriff Tom Knight will host a news conference tomorrow morning at 10:30.
In other news, Sarasota County schools are giving students who have dropped out a second chance to get their high school diploma.
Acceleration Academy takes people between the ages of 16 and 20 and helps them graduate. ABC 7's Jackie Kelly joins us from the campus to tell us more about how it works. Jackie?
Scott, Jacqueline, Sarasota County School District provides a list of names of students who have not graduated to the center here. They then reach out to those students in hopes that they'll come in and eventually graduate high school. Now, this is different than a GED because the students they target are under 21, so they're getting a diploma through the school district. The center creates personal work plans created to each student and provides a flexible schedule so they can do this even if they have a job. Transportation is also provided by Acceleration Academies, so everyone has a way to get here. Now, this is free to students and it is funded just as if they were still attending the public school. Now, stay tuned because at 5, I'll be talking with one of the students here and he tells me how this place helped change his life. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Jackie. An update now on a Palmetto house fire that left 2 people injured Sunday night. The fire investigator says there were no working smoke detectors inside that home on 4th Avenue East. An arson dog was used to try to investigate the cause, but investigators say there were just too many household chemicals and machine fuel to detect where it began, although everyone inside says it began in a bedroom. 5 people were in the home at the time of the fire. 1 was taken to the hospital for respiratory burns and another for smoke inhalation. New at 4, contractors who worked on a bridge near Florida International University that collapsed, killing 6 people, have now been fined more than $86,000. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration issued the fine, stating the contractors did not provide adequate safeguards despite serious cracks that had developed on the bridge. OSHA citing 5 companies for $8,000. Jacqueline joins us now, the latest on Supreme Court nominee Judge Brett Kavanaugh.
Scott, the Senate Judiciary Committee is now postponing Thursday's vote following a sexual assault accusation dating back to his high school days. Judge Brett Kavanaugh at the White House again today. He was previously thought to be a shoo-in for the Supreme Court, but now senators on both sides of the aisle say they have more questions. Kavanaugh has denied any wrongdoing, and President Trump continues to support him.
He is one of the great intellects and one of the finest people that anybody has known. If it takes a little delay, it'll take a little delay.
Democrats are calling on the president to order the FBI to investigate the claims, and all sides say they recognize the gravity of this accusation. Fired FBI veteran Andrew McCabe plans to publish a tell-all book in December. McCabe spent almost 22 years with the Bureau, including as deputy director, but President Trump targeted him after some Clinton allies supported the state Senate campaign of McCabe's wife. An ethics investigation over another matter led to McCabe's termination this year. The release date for that book is December 4th. Well, the aftermath of Florence continues wreaking havoc on the Carolinas. Catastrophic floodwaters in many places are still rising, and the death toll from the storm now at 32. More than 2,600 people have been pulled to safety so far in North Carolina alone.
Come to my boys! Come to my boys!
Saved from neck-high water, this pregnant mother clinging to her children. Rescue teams from across the country are out checking on others who are still stranded. In many places, food and bottled water running low.
She says she don't want to leave her house, but she needs water. Her life's in jeopardy by her staying there.
Run out everything we've had, you know. If we don't get some today, I don't know.
Today, federal agencies are handing out those much-needed essentials. Some evacuation orders are finally being lifted for some coastal communities, but the flooding in other areas expected to continue throughout the weekend. Meanwhile, the American Red Cross continues to work around the clock to do all it can to provide shelter, food, and other emergency support to those hurricane victims. So far, the Red Cross has served more than 150,000 meals and snacks. About 3,000 Red Cross disaster workers from all over the country have been put in place to help those storm victims. The threat for Florence not over yet, though, as extremely dangerous flooding continues, and getting into certain affected areas will be difficult. To find out more on how you can donate or get involved, head over to our website at mysuncoast.com. And just a reminder, while Hurricane Florence didn't impact us here at this time, there are still 2.5 months left in hurricane season. You can find plenty of information on how to prepare on our free ABC7 app and on our website, mysuncoast.com. Well, let's send it back to Scott with more on how Governor Rick Scott plans to fight red tide.
Well, Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission is trying to help replenish the redfish population hit hard by red tide. The FWC directing $1.2 million for research and production of redfish at a facility at Port Manatee. That money will help the commission address the effects of red tide on redfish in coastal areas. FWC facility at Port Manatee spawns and raises hatchery fish. The Venice Dive Club is looking for volunteers to help with the annual North Jetty underwater cleanup. They're looking for divers, topside helpers, snorkelers, and kayakers. All participants are being asked to bring their own gear and dive flags. The Venice Police Department and Sarasota Baywatch will also be there to help out. It's set for Saturday, October 13th, and volunteers are asked to sign up by October 10th. And red tide continues to affect businesses and parks here on the Suncoast. Lido Pool, Pavilion, and Concession Stand closed today and again tomorrow. The city of Sarasota says the odor and air quality are too poor to allow for swimming in the pool there. Still ahead, a new construction project is well underway in Manatee County, and it's catching the attention of the real estate world. And recovery efforts underway in both the mid-Atlantic states in the U.S. and the Philippines after 2 deadly storms ripped through the areas. Plus, it was a dance party for the ages when 2 DJs lit up Stonehenge in England for an all-night silent party.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
According to Golf Digest, 2 of the nation's top golf resorts are on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, the Auburn Opelika Marriott at Grand National, and the Renaissance Ross Bridge Golf Resort and Spa in Birmingham. Plus, the Marriott at Grand National was recognized as Hotel of the Year by Marriott International. Experience luxury and world-class golf Southern style. Visit rtjgolf.com/resorts or call 800-949-4444 to book your trip to the trail.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TruStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Well, it's hard to miss a massive construction project sitting right off I-75 in Ellington. Crews are building what will soon be the biggest complex of its kind in our area. ABC 7's Erica Jackson joins us live from the site of Manatee County with details on that new industrial park. Erica?
Scott, good evening. Right now, crews are constructing the first 2 buildings on 132 acres of land, with plans to build 3 others in the near future. The site of the 2 million square foot Florida International Trade Port is located on the northwest quadrant of I-75 and US 301. Officials with Benderson Development say they picked this spot because it's visible from I-75 and near a growing residential area. Benderson says this will be the biggest complex in this part of the state, bigger than the mall at UTC and Feld's Entertainment Studio. Manatee County officials expect outside companies to relocate to this area, which means more jobs. But we'll tell you why some locals are still concerned coming up tonight at 5:30. Reporting live in Ellington, Erica Jackson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Erica, thank you. Some big trucks out there with you. You're invited to voice your opinion about the G.T. Bray Park Master Plan. The Manatee County Parks and Natural Resources Department will host a community meeting tomorrow. Several projects have been approved and are currently in production, including a dog park expansion, new soccer and football field lighting, and a number of other upgrades. The meeting will be held at G.T. Bray Recreation Center from 6 to 8 p.m. Let's get back to Jacqueline now. She's in the newsroom with a look at what's trending.
Scott, a sheriff's deputy in Hillsborough County had quite the morning after having a dance-off with a little girl named Zoe. Take a look. The sheriff's office posted this video to Facebook of Zoe trying to teach the deputy how to do the dance, the floss. The sheriff's office said sometimes you've got to dance like no one is watching. Pretty good they are. Thanks for reminding us of that, Zoe. Well, for 4,000 years, Stonehenge has stood majestically in the UK countryside. It's seen millions of visitors from across the world, and now it's playing host to a DJ dance party. Paul Oakenfold and Carl Cox are the first DJs ever to play at Stonehenge. Oakenfold recorded his new album live on the sacred ground there. Due to sound restrictions, the show was a silent disco with all guests wearing headphones. 50 guests were in attendance, and sales of that new album will go to helping protect and preserve that ancient monument. We'll take a look at this Miami bus as it crashed into a building in Little Haiti. Authorities say the transit bus hit a truck and then a pillar outside of a clothing store. It became wedged in the building's entryway. 10 people suffered from injuries ranging from minor to serious, and officials are now trying to figure out how to safely remove that bus.
There is a concern that as soon as you remove that bus, the building might collapse.
The city is working with structural engineers on a plan for that 92-year-old building. They say removing that bus safely could take some time. Well, let's send it back to Scott in the studio for a look at today's news.
All right, thank you, Jacqueline. Google is finding its way into more cars. Nissan and Mitsubishi will start using Android to power its in-car systems. The companies say the integration will debut in 2021 models and give drivers easier access to things like Maps and the Google Assistant. The federal government has pushed back the date for a test on President Trump's emergency text alert system. On October 3rd, most cell phone users will get a non-political emergency text message from the president. It's part of FEMA's system to warn citizens in case of national emergencies. The message will read, "This is a test of the National Wireless Emergency Alert System. No action is needed." That test was originally supposed to take place on September 20th. The trade war between the U.S. and China is escalating. Later this month, the U.S. will place a 10% tariff on $200 billion worth of goods from China. That percentage is expected to rise to 25% before the end of the year. Analysts say these tariffs could harm a possible diplomatic breakthrough with China. In retaliation, China will impose tariffs on $60 billion worth of U.S. goods starting next week. Here's Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan now with our first alert weather.
Thanks, Scott. Looking at Anna Maria, Bimini Bay right there. Pretty calm conditions on the bay, and you can see a lot of sunshine, too, off in the distance. Not many clouds around. Winds are rather light. We have that west coast sea breeze that's kicked off some showers and a few thunderstorms near SR 70 right now, getting some shower activity, even some lightning occurring. You can see the high-pressure ridge dominating the weather right now. That's providing that light wind. We're getting a little bit of a east to southeast wind around that high-pressure ridge, and you can see some of those storms progressing from the east to the west. But they're the storms, as I mentioned, from University all the way up to SR 70, SR 64, getting some rainfall as well. All that kind of heading off to the southwest. There's an outflow boundary generated by that cell now pushing through central Manatee County. We'll look for more storms to start to pop up south of that, too, I think, into Sarasota County. Near Whitfield Avenue, there's State Road 70, Elwood Park, getting close to Onico, and just to the southeast of Samoset. Staying out of Braden right now. Down to street level we go. Peridia and Boulevard East. We also have some rain falling all the way near Terra and Stone River Road, 57th Avenue East, getting some pretty heavy rainfall right now, and Linger Lodge Road getting a pretty good downpour. No lightning there right now, but I expect some of these storms to generate some lightning strikes, and looks like this, as I said, will be building southward as that sea breeze is right about lined up near the interstate I-75 into Sarasota County. Not much down south at this point. We do have that east wind making its way over right now, and that could bring some showers and storms. As we go up to the northeast now, you can see the showers still lingering with the remnants of what was Florence. That's still producing some rainfall up near Boston. And down to our south, we were watching Isaac last week, and Isaac kind of opened up to a tropical wave. Not a big concern right now to the National Hurricane Center. In fact, no chance of it developing due to some strong upper-level winds. The area of disturbed weather right there near the Cayman Islands, Jamaica, had their fair share of heavy rainfall yesterday. This is moving off toward the west and northwest in time. It looks like forecast models take it that way, and looks like it voids here because of a high-pressure ridge that's going to block it from occurring. This is a strange storm. Joyce developed up in the North Atlantic, and then it moved southwest, and then it moved east, and now it's moving south again, and it's a tropical depression. Yesterday it was just a tropical disturbance for the most part. It opened up to a wave. It's expected to move off to the southwest again, and it's in an area, though, that's very warm as far as water temperatures go, and conditions are not favorable for it to develop anytime soon due to some shear there. Well, the water vapor imagery showing dry air across much of the southeast. This upper level low feature continues to kind of just hang there. It's not moving much, and so this dry air is moving basically to the southwest. It's not moving into here. So a lot of dry air to the north, a lot of dry air to the east, and it looks as though we'll see a pretty good chance for some scattered storms, especially on into Thursday afternoon and Friday. Right now it's 89, but that's not the big story. It's the feels like temperatures that are hot across the area. 100 in Mayaca City, 96 it feels like in Braden, and the Gulf water temperature at 87. So the forecast tonight, this model did not pick up on those storms in Manatee County, so expect a few scattered storms through this evening. Otherwise, partly cloudy skies, and the forecast for boaters, east winds turn to the northwest at 5 to 10 knots, and seas will be 1 to 2 feet. So here it is, a 7-day forecast. Slight chance again for late day storms. It will be another hot one. High temperatures above average, and the heat index up near 100 to 104. And then a good chance for scattered storms, it looks like, as we move on in through the weekend and beyond. 90-degree temperatures, though, for highs. Be sure to download our ABC7 weather app. It's very useful during hurricanes and storms that are around as well. We kind of put in some tidbits of information on the tropics as well, and kind of give you an update on that. And you're going to need it especially during this winter, I do believe, as El Nino's in full effect. And with that in effect during the winter, it has more of an impact on our winter weather than anything, bringing us severe weather. We've had a tough shot of that over the years when El Nino's around.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you talked about severe weather, and that's what Florence has still brought to areas across the country. This time in Virginia, where at least 6 different counties were affected by multiple tornadoes yesterday. A Virginia man is dead after a tornado crashed into his workplace. It caused it to collapse around him. Multiple buildings were destroyed there, burying cars under debris.
And the twister blew through right through as many schools prepared to dismiss for the day. Students and teachers sheltered in place as downed power lines and trees led to road closures and thousands of power outages across the state. The death toll from Florence now stands at 32 people across 3 states, with 25 of those fatalities in North Carolina.
Well, another bad storm happened in the Philippines, and rescue workers are trying to find survivors in a massive landslide there. So far, 16 people are confirmed dead. They expect that number to go up all afternoon. The relatives of those believed to have been killed have waited for news. Today marked 3 days since the partial collapse of that mountainside in the wake of Super Typhoon Mangkhut. Tons of mud and rocks poured onto a mining town there.
The rockfall destroyed hundreds of homes and buried dozens of people as well, mostly miners who worked in small-scale mines and their families. Unable to bring in heavy machinery due to the terrain, teams are using hands and shovels to find those buried under the rubble.
All right, Bob, thank you. Still more to come in your Suncoast News. Students from Manatee County back home after fighting for a top finish at a world STEM competition in Singapore.
I'm Joey Panic from Suncoast View. Coming up Wednesday morning at 9 a.m., from Motown to the Suncoast, we sit down and talk to a singing star. Yes, Brenda Waddy is debuting a new solo album. We'll hear about her singing career with groups like the Marvelettes. Plus, we'll get a musical preview. Well, it's cookout season as temperatures start to cool off. We'll learn how to up our grilling game. Plus, shopping deals for Ladies' Night on St. Armand's Circle. That's all coming up Wednesday morning at 9 a.m.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Kettle's got it. Kettle's got it. Kettle's got what you're looking for at Kettle.com. 17 new car brands. Over 1,000 used vehicles. Prices and payments you can afford. Credit help if you need it. And they pay cash for your old car. Plus, Kettle Pre-Owned Certified Plus means buying with peace of mind. Need service? Kettle's got that too. Kettle's got it. Visit Kettle.com.
We've been fighting the war on drugs for a long time. We answer the phone 24/7, 365 days a year. On a busy night, we answer hundreds of calls. This war on drugs needs our intervention.
Since 2014, Addiction Hope and Helpline has helped people struggling with drugs and alcohol.
When the phone rings, we help people when they need it the most. When we get a caller into treatment, it feels right. It feels good. It's a blessing.
If you're struggling, drinking, using, and need to get clean, don't suffer alone in silence. Call Addiction Hope and Helpline.
Our people understand, and many are also in recovery. Call for support and strength. You can call for someone who can't or isn't willing. It's an act of love. Together we can help you beat this thing and erase addiction from your vocabulary once and for all.
Call 800-871-1644
800-871-1644.
The final 2018 Accord clearance is now during our model year-end clearance sale. Drive new Accords for just $249 a month. Get an Accord, the North American car of the year, for less than the competition. With more standard features than Camry, Honda Sensing, multi-angle camera, turbocharged engine, and more. New Accords, just $249 a month. Your last chance for new Accords, all on clearance this week at your local Honda dealer.
Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7, weekdays starting at 5.
A group of students from Manatee County is back home after taking third place at an international STEM competition. The team, called Perspective Racing, finishing in the top 3 in Singapore. It's led by Brian Kendazor, a technology education teacher at Palmetto High. Manatee County students have made more top finishes at state, national, and world level than any other school district in the country. During previous F1 in schools competitions, district students earned first place in 2010, second, third, and fourth place finishes in 2011, 13, and 14, respectively. So congratulations to that team. They are pretty awesome. All right, back to Jacqueline now in the newsroom with a quick look at some of the other stories we're working on.
Scott, as Hurricane Florence recovery efforts continue in the Carolinas, coming up tonight at 5, more people from the Suncoast are headed that way to help. We'll hear from a local firefighter about his first time responding to hurricane recovery efforts in another state. Plus at 6, Democratic gubernatorial candidate Andrew Gillum discussing his plan to spend an additional $1 billion on public schools. Let's send it back to Bob for a final look at our forecast this hour.
Good afternoon, everyone. We're looking at a pretty nice beach walk tonight. There's a chance for a few scattered storms. Most of the action is inland right now, away from the coast. And the sunset will be at 7:31. The days are getting shorter, and the red tide is out there. It's in patches, so again, look out for that. We'll have a west wind at 5 to 10. Here's the current conditions. Storms are getting close to the airport. In fact, the rain's starting to move on in. 90 degrees now. The heat index at 103. And winds are out of the north and west-northwest at 9. Well, some rain falling near I-75 and SR 70 and 64 too. Heavy storms now, very heavy storms. Some lightning occurring outside of the rain area too, so you got to look out for that near Bayshore Gardens and getting close to Lakewood Ranch. That outflow boundary is going to generate some storms as well. We'll have more coming up at 5. Scott.
All right, Bob, thank you. Thank you for joining us on ABC 7 News at 4. We'll see you again in 30 minutes.